Hey guys, Paul Tompkins here, and I wanted to talk to you. I'm actually at my job site right now, but wanted to talk to you about something so important. I was thinking about it on the way here, and people are like, why are you so successful? Have you lost money on deals? They ask me all these things about money and time management and all that. And the key thing I like to tell them is to have buffers in everything you do, okay? When you go to purchase the house, put buffers in there financially that if you find something about the house later after you bought it, it's not coming directly out of your profits, okay? And then I talk about when we're trying to figure out rehab numbers, even before we buy it. So let's say my rehab's $40,000. What I will do is add a 15% buffer to that number. That way, if I open up a wall and I find something's wrong, right? There's mold, there's water damage, or I start ripping up floors to put new flooring in and the subfloor's damaged or has termites, it's not coming directly out of my profits because I've created a buffer and margin in my rehab numbers, okay? Another area, where else do I use buffers, guys? In my time management with my crews, right? My crews bid out the job. We have it all figured out. We think it's gonna be a 4-week renovation. I will bump that to 6 weeks. I don't know many construction crews that finish early. Do you? I don't think it's happened. I don't think it's ever happened. I mean, I could probably come up with a time or two that it did happen early, but what do I do? Because think about this. I built that buffer in for a reason, because if you're borrowing hard money or borrowing money from somebody else, or even if it's your own money, you still want a return on your money being out. So if you're only planning on 4 weeks of that money being out for the renovation, and then maybe 2 months for it to get on the market and sell, so you're planning 3 whole months, but you don't have time in there for if it sits on the market a little bit more, or if the market dips a little bit, or something happens to the economy while you're in the midst of flipping it. You don't have that buffer there. So you haven't allotted for that money to be paid if it goes past the 3-month mark. So I'll probably go a 5-month, okay? Or my renovation's 4 weeks, I say, okay, it's gonna be 6. Worst case scenarios. I don't tell my contractors that. No, you got 4 weeks, let's do this. And I hold them to that, but I now have peace of mind. I can now sleep at night. I can not go to bed with anxiety because we're 4 days behind, or I know we're gonna be behind. Or, hey, my house hasn't sold like I thought it would, as fast as I thought it would. I thought 3 months I'd be in, I'd do the rehab in 4 weeks, I'd have it on the market, and then I know there's 30 to 45 days to close it. I figured 3 months. Like that's too tight of a timeline, okay? That's great in your mind, and that's great for your contractors and all your other people, but for the big picture, add a buffer onto that and watch how more rest you'll get. Watch how your anxiety goes down versus, oh my gosh, we have 4 weeks, they're at 4 weeks and 2 days, and you're stressing, all right? Or you're like, I gotta pay the hard money guy again because it's another month on the market. You don't wanna run into that kind of situation. Now, if it happens, the money's already there. And some people are saying, well, what if I don't get the deal because I couldn't bid enough for the house, or I didn't give them what they wanted for the house? I would rather have that than you make a $15,000 profit and $7,000 of that got eaten because you went over budget on the renovation, the house sat a little longer, and you only ended up making $8,000. So for me, guys, build buffers in everything. Build it in your renovation. Build it in your timelines. Build it in your materials cost. Build it on how long it's gonna sit on the market. The market's hot right now, but will it be in 3 months? We don't know. There could be a stock market crash, a real estate crash in a period of 3 months. Yes, it can happen that fast. We're all seeing the pandemic that happened, right? COVID-19. A lot of people got scared, and what did they do? I'm not gonna buy right now. And they held in for like 2 or 3 months because they didn't want to put all this money out and something goes sideways. Or elections. We have an election coming up. A lot of people are hoarding their money right now. Once the election passes and they know which way the economy and which president's gonna be in control, they'll open the floodgates back up. So those things do affect your timelines. I wanna share this with you. On materials, talk about timelines. When COVID hit, right? The stock market took a dip at the same time. What happened? Materials got harder to get. They were more expensive. When the president put tariffs on certain countries and they were producing cabinetry and flooring for us, that got pushed back. We went from a 3-4 week waiting period to 7-8 weeks. And we're still feeling that. I'm having to order stuff 6 weeks in advance so I can have it when we're ready to install it. So guys, when you build buffers into these things, it protects you. It gives you peace of mind. It doesn't eat up your profit. So there's absolutely no reason not to build buffers in. And if you're worried about, I won't get the deal because I'm building a 15% buffer in, you shouldn't be doing the deal anyway. It's too tiny, it's too skinny. Let it go, okay? Think about this. You go for all those skinny deals and you're always like, I can make it happen, or I think I can do this. Like, what if you don't? Okay? You don't want to lose money. You don't want to do all that work and put all that energy into a house and into a renovation and hardly make any money. What does that do? It kills your momentum. It kills your spirit. You're like, man, I only made 7, 8 grand. I thought I was going to make 15, or I thought I was going to make 20. You don't want to do that. Put buffers in everything, guys. Start from the beginning, right? Before I even buy the house, I have buffers in everything. Well, Paul, how do you know the renovation is going to be $42,800? Because I've done this so long, but I'll still build a buffer in, okay? And guess what? The better you get at this and the more deals you do, shorten your buffer, right? Go from 15% to 10% to 8%. And if a deal's super clean, it's super easy, and you're in and out in 2 weeks, you might go, I only need a 5 or 6% buffer. But give yourself some room, because when you don't build buffers in, it's very easy to get crushed. I hope this helped you guys. Have an amazing week this week. Go out there and crush it.